Greetings to everyone. I hope you are doing well today. Now, today we'll be focusing on future value and the present value annuities. Just before we start, make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you will be notified every time I post a video. Now let's begin. Now in lesson 1 in grade 12, you will learn two new concepts in financial mathematics. The first one is the future value annuities. The second one, the present value annuities. Today we'll be focusing on future value first. Now, what do we mean by future value annuities? Now, future value annuities calculations are used when a certain amount of money is placed into an amount on a regular basis and in order to save money. Therefore, future value calculations are used for, number one, they are used for retirement annuities, savings account, where equal deposits are made at a regular set interval. So we'll be looking at that one as well. And the last one, sinking funds. So these are the three things that we use future value annuities or calculations to find one of these three. All right, so this is the formula here that says F is equal to X and then square brackets and 1 plus I to the N minus 1 and divided by I, where F stands for the future value. That is stands for the future value here. Okay, and then X here stands for value of the installment usually paid monthly. And then this one, this is I. Okay, so interest rate not in percentage. And then the last one, and number of payments, deposits, or number of compounding periods. Okay, now that means in every calculation here that we'll be doing, we'll be using this formula here. So we'll be using this formula here. Now let's start here. Now in the first question here, they say a company will require a new delivery truck in 3 years. A company will require a new delivery truck in 3 years. So that means this is for future. They don't need it now, but they will need it in 3 years come. Okay, now let's continue. Which is expected to cost 250,000 in order to ensure that the company has enough money to purchase the truck. They start a sinking fund which earns an interest rate of 7.5% per annum compounded monthly. Now they say that this company will require or will need a new delivery truck in 3 years, which is expected to cost 250,000. So now, in order to ensure that the company has enough money to purchase this vehicle, they start a sinking fund which earns an interest rate of 7.5%. And then I'm going to explain that part of sinking fund in the next question. All right, now let's go straight to the question, and we see that how do we then go about calculating this value here. Now they say, now determine the amount that the company must invest every month in order to ensure that they can purchase the new truck. Okay, so that means now we know the price that we need in future, which is that 250,000. This is for F. And then we also know the percentage here, which is I, yeah, which is 7,5. And we also know the number of years, the period, which is N, must be 3 years. And all of that, it is compounded in monthly. That means they are going to deposit an amount of money each and every month. That's what they mean when they say compounded monthly. Okay, now let's look at the first question. Now they say determine the amount that the company must invest every month. So that means this company needs to invest some amount of money in order for them to ensure that they have enough money to purchase this vehicle. So remember, I said X, it is the value of the installment. So that means we'll be looking for X there. Let me write the formula over here. All right, firstly, we can present this information on a timeline just to see that what is going on here. This is the situation. So this here we're going to say T0, and must be T1 here, and must be T2 here, and must be T3 here, T3. Now they are saying that now we need to know what amount that the company must invest. That is starting from now. So we're going to put X here. So we want to know what amount that the company must invest each and every month. So in order for them to have that amount at the end, that is in 3 years coming future, to have 250,000. Remember the percentage here. So that is from this one, from T0 up to this one, it is 7,5% per annum, compounded monthly. All right, and then we are going to change that period of 3 years into months by multiplying it by 12. Then we want to see what are the number of months that this company will need to invest this amount of money. Right, so let me write the formula over here. Now this is the formula. Then we substitute. Remember I said the future value, which is F, is that 250. Then I here, it is 7.5. Then we divide it by 100, so we get 0,075. And then remember, number of years, it is 3 years. Okay, then we are looking for X. Then we just substitute. This is our substitution. Now the next step is to is to cross multiply. Now when we cross multiply, we're going to say this value here multiply by this one, and this one times 1. Remember, in mathematics, every number has the denominator of +1. Then we're going to say this value here times 1, and this one here 250 times this one. This is what we have now. This is our substitution. Then the next step is to divide with this number here in brackets, in the square brackets, in both sides, so that we're gonna left with X on the left hand side. All right, this is what we have after the cross multiplication. The next step now is to use our calculator. Then we punch this in our calculator. Then let's check how do we then go about working out this one from our calculators. From 250,000 multiply by 0,075 and divided by 12, and then under the brackets we've got 1 plus, which is 0,075 divided by 12, then to the power 3 times 12. Let's check the answer there. Oh, sorry, I forgot that -1 there. Yes, perfect. Now the answer is 6,214 rand. and 05 cents that the company needs to invest each and every month. Company, they need amount of 6,214 rand and 05 cents. This is the amount that the company need to invest. Let me just confirm if I've copied everything correct. Just confirm 05. Okay, yeah, that's perfect. All right, so this is the answer for the first question. So that means they need to invest this amount of 6,214.05 each and every month, in order for them to have this amount, which is 250,000. That is the question 1. Now let's go to question number 2. Here's question 2. Now in question number 2, they say a company purchases a new vehicle for 200,000. So I want you to take a note that the original price of this machine or of this vehicle, it is worth 200,000. Okay, now let's continue. Then the vehicle is expected to depreciate at a rate of 24% per annum on a reducing balance. Okay, now they are saying that this vehicle purchase, or the company purchases a vehicle for 200,000, and then now this vehicle is expected to depreciate at a rate of 24% per annum on a reducing balance. Okay, now let's continue. And then they say it is expected that the vehicle will have to be replaced after 5 years. That means after 5 years they want to replace this vehicle and buy another one. Then a sinking fund is set up for this purpose if the replacement cost of the vehicle increased by 18%. So that means now, as they will compare the price of this vehicle that will be purchased for 200,000 after 5 years. Now when they want to replace this vehicle and buy another one, the new one that they want to buy after 5 years, then its price will be increased by 18% per annum. Okay, as compared to the old one. That's what they are saying here. Okay, now let's begin to attempt to the first question. Now the first question says, calculate the value of the current vehicle after 5 years. Calculate the current vehicle after 5 years, the value of the current vehicle after 5 years. So now we want to know the value of this vehicle after 5 years, but we want to know it now. Okay, so that means now we are going to use reducing balance method to know the value of the vehicle after 5 years. Now I want us to note to write down what we have here. All right, so that means the original price of the vehicle, it is a present value, which is P, which is 200,000. All right, and then now they say the percentage there is going to be 24%. Or let me just also convert this to let's just divide by 100, and then we get 0.24, and then they say now the number of years must be 5 years. and then we are looking for A. It is accumulated value. Okay, so this is the information that we have for question 2. And then I'm going to write the formula down. This is the formula. Then we substitute. This is our substitution. Then I want us to work it out using our calculator. And then we see that how do we then go about getting the value after 5 years. So 0.24 and then to the power 5. So that means the value is going to be that 50,710 rand. So this is the value after 5 years. Going to be just use this column, 50,710 rand and 51 cents. So this is the value, and then you need to conclude here. You need to write a conclusion. Therefore, our conclusion now will say the vehicle will be worth this amount after 5 years. You need to write that conclusion. This is our conclusion. Now let's move on to 2.2. Now 2.2 says calculate the cost of the new vehicle after 5 years. Now we want to know what will be the exactly the price of the new vehicle after 5 years. That is the new one, the one that this company wants to buy and replace it with this one. Now let's check that. How do we go about that? Is 2.2. Now if we want to know the price of the new vehicle, we are going to use a compound interest formula. Okay, because we want to know the price of the new vehicle. Now let me write down the formula. This is the information, this is the formula. Now let's also write down the information that we have. It's still the same price. Okay, but now they said the percentage or the cost of the new vehicle is increased by 18%. So that means now we'll no longer use 24, but we're gonna use 18%, and then we divide by 100, and then we get 0.18. Again, we still want to know after 5 years. Okay, and we are looking for A, that is accumulated value. Now let's substitute. This is our substitution. Now the one thing that I want you to take a note of is that here they are saying here per annum compounded annually. When they say compounded annually, so it means that under the percentage here we're not going to divide by anything, and as well as the number of years we're not going to multiply with anything. Annual means just one, yearly. Okay, so that is why you see I'm putting the percentage as it is. But if it was compounded monthly, I was going to divide by 12, quarterly 4, and so on. Now let's just work this one out using our calculator, and then we see that how do we go about getting the answer of the new one. 200,000 1 plus 0.18 and to the power of 5. That is the price of the new vehicle is 457,551 rand and 55 cents. Now this is the price of the new one after 5 years. This one with the is with 457,551 rand and 55 cents. So this is the price of the new one. Then we also conclude here that the cost of the new vehicle will be within this amount after 5 years. Okay, this is our conclusion. Therefore, the cost of the new vehicle will be 457,551 rand and 55 cents. Now let's look at the third question. Calculate the total required value of the sinking fund if the old vehicle is sold and the proceeds contribute towards the new vehicle. Meaning that here, after the old vehicle is sold, now they are starting to decide that, okay, now we need to add some amount of money on top of this one, that is that 50,000, because of now we want to buy the new one, or in order for us to buy the new one we need to add some amount of money. Now they are starting to plan what amount exactly must we contribute in order for them to have that 457,000, okay, for the new vehicle. Now, meaning that the sinking fund will be calculated as follows. Let me just number 2.3. Now the sinking fund, now we're going to say the cost of the new vehicle minus value of the old vehicle. Now we want to know the difference between the new vehicle and the old vehicle, that what amount exactly must we add from the old one to get the new one. So we want to know the difference first. Now that means in sinking fund, so we're going to separate the two answers. One of the new one, which is this amount here, minus this one, which is 50,000. Then once now we separate this one, the new one, and then minus the old one, then we're going to get the difference now. Okay, the amount that we need to add on top of this one in order for us to get the new one. All right, so let me write the formula down, and this is our formula. Please guys forgive me because of the space. Now, yeah, this is the formula. So now it's saying that the sinking fund value is equal to cost of the new vehicle minus the value of the old vehicle. Okay, so that means it's going to be that amount of 457, the new one minus the old one. Then this is the value that they need to contribute. That is, each and every month they need to invest some amount of money in order for them to have this amount here. So they need, on top of this one here, on top of that 50,000, therefore they need to invest from that 50,000, which means that they need this amount. Okay, and then because this amount in 406 plus 50 is gonna give them 457 to buy the new one. So that means from the 50,000 they need to contribute from that 50,000 up until they have 406 in the bank. Okay, I hope now it's clear. Then we need to write the conclusion from here. So this is the now I hope you understand. Then we can just move on to the next question, which is 2.4. 2.4. Now 2.4 says calculate the monthly installments paid into the sinking fund if the interest rate is 15% per annum compounded monthly, and payments starts 1 month after the vehicle is initially purchased. Right, so now we need to know the amount that this company must invest each and every month, okay, in order for this company to have this amount. You will remember we've got the future value, which is the amount that they are planning to have, is that 406. Okay, that's sinking fund value. So now this is I percentage, and now we are looking for X, that is each and every month. We want to know what will be the amount that this company must invest. So then how do we then go about working out this question? So remember, we can just do this in a form of a timeline. Okay, now I'm gonna say 5 times 12 means that it's gonna be 60. That means it's gonna be 60 deposit. Okay, 60 deposit made in 5 years. So that means from year T0 is going to be T1 and T2 and T3 up to T60 here. Okay, so T60 are planning to have this amount is 406.841 and 04, but now they want to know what amount that must be invested from the start here. Maybe we're gonna say from the start here, which is X. So we don't know from here what amount that this company must invest, so they are planning this one for future. So let me write the formula down. Future value formula, this is the formula. Then let me also substitute. This is our substitution. Now you will remember that this value here has the denominator of +1. Then now the next step is to cross multiply this 1 times 1 and that value times this one. So then after you have cross multiplied, this is the value that we have on our left hand side as well as on the right hand side. Now we want to get rid of this value here, of this one here. All right, so what do we do if we want to get rid of this value? So we have to divide it in both sides. Okay, so then we're gonna be left with X. All right, then this is the value that we have on the right hand side. Now we can just try to work this value out from our calculator, and then in the calculator we're going to have 406.841 and 0.04 times, remember the percentage 0.15 divided by 12, and then below there we've got 1 plus, which is 0.1512, and then we continue there. Remember our exponent is 60 payments, and then there must be minus 1 for the formula, and then this is the value that we have, which is the monthly installment must be 4,593 rand. So monthly installment must be 4,593 rand, and that is must be in 21 cents. So we can just also conclude from here. This is our conclusion. So meaning that each and every month they have to deposit this amount from now on. Okay, now let's move on to the last question. That was 2.4 in question 2, so that means we've done with question 2. So let's go to question number 3. So question number 3, they say Harry wishes to start saving for his retirement. He estimates that this one should be estimate that. Okay, please correct that mistake. He estimates that he will need 4 million in order to retire comfortable. He invests 5,000 a month at an interest rate of 13% per annum compounded monthly. Okay, so that means that a number of years that we're going to have. Anyway, let's just hear the question. What does the question say? So how many years will he have to wait to retire? So we're looking for n year, number of years. Okay, let's not hard to multiply with that 12 for common period. Okay, I'm gonna just explain that a little later stage. So that means that 4 million, it is the future value. He doesn't have that amount right now. He wishes to have that amount in years come. Okay, and then now he invests. That means put X is 5,000 a month, and the interest rate there, which is I, is 13%. Okay, so we're looking for n. So again, we're using the future value formula because you can hear that he is planning it now to have it for future. So let me write the formula then. And in question number 3, let me just underline here first. Okay, and then question 3. So in the question 3, let me write the formula. Okay, this is the formula. I've already highlighted the given values there in the statement, so let me just substitute. This is our substitution. Then from here, remember this one has a denominator of +1, then we cross multiply this value times that one. So this is what we're going to have after we've cross multiplied. So this is what we have. Then on the next step is to divide by 5,000 in both sides. Alright, so this will nullify this, and then after we've divided by 5,000 in both sides, so this is what we are going to have on this side. 26/3 is equal, then we just drop this bracket, then we transpose that -1, so it become plus, and we have this one here. Alright, then so 26/3 plus 1 is going to give us 29/3. So you can just press this on out in your calculator. 12. Then from here, I think there is so there is a rule. I think you know that. Let me just use some maybe red. It's fine. So we're going to change that. Let's say, for example, we've got x is equal to y to the power z. How can we change this to logarithm form? So that means then this variable that is an exponent will become a subject, and we say log, and then the one that is a base right now will remain as a base, and then the one that is a subject will become a number. So let me take out another example. So a to the power b, a is equal to b to the power c. Let's change this one. So I'm saying we're going to take c is equal to log, and then base b, and then a. So this is what we're going to have here. This is what we're going to do. So n here, it is an exponent, become n is equal to log, and then on the base we've got 1 plus 0.13 over 12, and then the one that is a subject become a number, 29/3. Okay, and then we just work this one out from the calculator. So we can press that log there. So I said must be 1 plus, there must be 0.13, and then divided by 12, and then must be brackets, and then we move on to this one. We're gonna have 29/3. So let's check what we have. So I have 210.55. So 210 210.55. So that 210.55 is the number of payments. Number of payment. Okay, remember now, if we want to get number of years, because they say the common period it is 12, so we have to divide this value by 12, because the number of payment means these are the number of months, so that means must be therefore number of years until. So I said we are going to say number of years until he can retire must be this value, 210 divided by 12. So we're going to get that is 17.54, which is because we cannot leave we cannot get number of years in comma, so we just run off into nearest digit. So that means we're gonna have 18 years. All right, so that means Harry must wait, or he have to wait. That is the number of years here. So we've just got the number of years, just got 18, so he have to wait the period of 18 years to retire comfortable. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. We are done now.